You're here at the Mouse Vibes, and we're back at Universal Studios Hollywood for a Halloween Horror Night update.
What are y'all doing? It's still March.
Yeah, it's still March, and spring break hasn't happened just yet, but we're only 6 months away from Universal's biggest event of the year.
364 more days, I gotta toughen up. Yeah!
That and the first speculation map of the year just dropped, courtesy of Horror Night Nightmares on Twitter.
Alright!
Before we look at this year's speculation map, I just want to remind everyone, this speculation map is not affiliated with Universal Studios or Halloween Horror Nights in any capacity.
Nah, not a bit. Not even a little bit.
And just a little backstory on this account, Horror Night Nightmares on Twitter, every single year they put together a speculation map for both Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando and in Hollywood. And they do a great job of curating this list by finding clues and rumors on the internet.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, in everything. I got it all.
In this video, we're going to reveal the 8 houses rumored for this year's event, break down what each of these icons means, and tell you what we think is coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year.
That's right, boys. It's Dr. Venkman.
This year's speculation map lists 8 houses, 2 shows, and the
Tram.
all in the exact same spot as the year before. And with the limited space available at Universal Studios Hollywood, with the removal of the animal actors and the special effects show on the upper lot and the ongoing construction with the Fast and Furious coaster, this layout makes a lot of sense. Especially looking back at last year's event and realizing how successful and fun it really was. And in our honest opinion, it was one of Hollywood's best events yet. The biggest visual difference from this year's speculation map is we have icons listed for all of the attractions offered at Halloween Horror Nights.
What is this?
And there's another level of detail. They actually list the location for each house, and there's a secondary icon of a film reel, which I'm guessing is to signify a television show or movie.
Good.
So of 8 of the houses, it looks like 6 of them are rumored to be film or television shows, and 2 of them seem to be original story ideas.
What are you talking about?
I just want to reiterate, none of this has been mentioned or confirmed by Universal or Halloween Horror Nights at all. This is just all speculation and fun.
Haha, laugh, funny.
With that being said, the first speculation map from last year actually predicted 4 out of the 8 houses.
Pretty dang good, lads!
The first icon that stood out to me was the Cadillac car logo. And while Cadillacs are popular cars in movies, more specifically Italian mob movies,
Forget about it. Cadillac got more acceleration. It's got more power.
there's only one film that fits the Halloween Horror Nights mold where a Cadillac symbol would make sense.
A symbol.
Something that appeals to the best in each and every one of us.
The Ghostbusters would be a perfect choice. With the franchise about to celebrate its 40th anniversary
Hello, New York!
and getting ready to release the newest film and 4th installment in the franchise, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This is a perfect fit for Halloween Horror Nights 2024. And I hate to admit that Ghostbusters is now a legacy brand,
I blame myself.
So do I. No sense worrying about it now.
only because Ghostbusters is my favorite and I've been wearing a Proton pack since I was 4 years old. And this is the perfect opportunity to celebrate that 40-year-old fan base and introduce it to a new generation.
Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation.
And let's not forget the pre-existing relationship with the Ghostbusters franchise and Universal Studios. Over in Orlando, one of the most beloved live shows was the Ghostbusters Spooktacular. That opened with the park back in 1990. I'm so pissed I never got to see this as a kid. This would have been epic. And then more recently in 2019, both Universal Studios Orlando and Hollywood had a Ghostbusters house for Halloween Horror Nights.
That was so good!
That was the best maze I've ever seen.
Again, so jealous that our friends got to experience this. I wish Ashley and I weren't chickens back then.
People don't forget.
And right now, this house is rumored to be in the former Walking Dead attraction, which was home to Evil Dead Rise for Halloween Horror Nights last year. This house was absolutely terrifying. I'm pretty sure Ashley shizzed her pants. But something tells me if we do get a Ghostbusters house, it'll be based off the newer films and not the 2 original films from the 80s.
I guess.
But I want to hear from you guys. Comment down below and let me know, do you think that Ghostbusters is coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year?
He's absolutely right.
Moving on, let's talk about the next house rumored to be located in the Parisian courtyard. As you can see, there's an icon of a flower.
Would you like one of my flowers?
And the first scene that jumps out to me is from a classic Universal monster movie. The only weird thing is they usually share the same theme between both Universal Orlando and in Hollywood. And when I look at the Universal Orlando speculation map, I can't find an OG Monsters house represented at all.
What is this?
Comment down below, is someone seeing something that I can't see? It would be really bizarre if we had a Universal Monsters house and Orlando's didn't, so I'm guessing this is one that's gonna change.
Fully.
Let's keep it moving and move down to the lower lot and check out the 4 houses that are rumored for this year's event. Let's start with the house in green over at the Mummy Queue. Looking at the speculation map, we know that this house will be based on a film, and the icon represents no volume.
Shush! Hush, please.
One of the best rumors we've seen so far is for A Quiet Place. These post-apocalyptic horror films are a huge hit with critics and fans alike, grossing over $638 million worldwide on a combined budget of $78 million. This thing is a hit.
Righteous bucks.
And it would make a lot of sense because this franchise is releasing its newest movie in the 3rd installment in the franchise. A Quiet Place Day 1. Honestly, I feel like that's a perfect fit for Halloween Horror Nights 2024, but comment down below and let me know what you think this icon means and what you'd like to see come to this space next year. I'm fairly confident I know what the next symbol represents. It's a bug, more specifically a maggot.
No way. Really?
And last year at Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood, we were introduced to a brand new icon, Larry Larva.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Something tells me Larry Larva is coming back with revenge, and if he gets his own house, I'm all for it.
It's Larry! Yeah! Let's go!
Last year, I feel like they put a ton of money and investment into props and costumes.
Ah! That's the tallest bug I've ever seen!
I'm pretty sure there were about 12 different Larrys on the Terror Tram last year, and it was a huge hit for us. We loved it. So if it doesn't get upgraded to a house, I would love to see it come back for the Terror Tram this year.
You'll be dropping like flies. Terror Tram, the exterminators.
Moving on, let's talk about the house rumored to be going inside Soundstage 22.
What the hell is that? I don't know!
I'm not even gonna pretend I know what this icon is at all.
Is that a monkey?
I did a little digging, and the biggest rumor so far is for the last voyage of the Demeter.
Call him Dracula.
And if you've never heard of this, you're probably not the only one. This was a Universal Dracula movie that's an adaptation of The Captain's Log, a chapter from the 1897 novel Dracula. This is honestly a really cool premise, and it looks super scary, but the biggest red flag, this wasn't a hit.
This is completely insane.
It actually lost the studio over $20 million, so I have a hard time believing they would make this a house for Halloween Horror Nights. Again, comment down below if anyone has any idea of what this icon means.
I don't know.
Or maybe that's telling us this is for a new property that's not been introduced yet.
Hey, it could happen.
In years past, Halloween Horror Nights has advertised Peacock and sci-fi shows in promotion with the event. And the last house on the lower lot will be located in Soundstage 15. This space is usually reserved for the headliner of Halloween Horror Nights, as it's our largest soundstage available for the event. Last year we got to go into this for a little sneak peek of the Stranger Things house, and it was epic.
Escape Vector's curse. Stranger Things. Only at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
To say Stranger Things was successful last year was an understatement. It did a great job of bringing in a new audience to Halloween Horror Nights. As the show celebrated its 4th season, numbers were an all-time high. And looking back the year before that, Halloween Horror Nights went in a completely different direction by booking the artist The Weeknd as the headliner.
Enter the weekend after hours nightmare. Only at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
And on paper, I feel like everyone was confused by this decision.
What?
But ultimately, it was a fan favorite across the board.
That was so much fun! Whether you're a fan of The Weeknd or not, you just got introduced to his music and his artistry. 5 out of 5 vibes.
Even though both of those headliners are so different, the one thing that they do share is bringing in their huge fan base to check out Halloween Horror Nights for the first time.
Happy Halloween, we got a first timer out here.
I feel like whatever the headliner's gonna be, it has to be popular on a broad scope. And it would be really easy to see Halloween Horror Nights teaming up with Netflix again. And last year, one of Netflix's most popular shows that fits this mold was Tim Burton's Wednesday.
I think I'm going to love it here.
The Addams Family is a legacy brand and is a great choice, but it's Tim Burton's newest project that has all the buzz. We're talking about the sequel to the fan favorite Beetlejuice.
Well, I'm back. I feel real good about myself, you know what I mean?
Releasing 36 years from the original film, fans have been dying for this movie, and it seems like it's almost teed up perfectly to headline at Halloween Horror Nights, as the film is set to release for the first week of September, which is usually the opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. Plus, everybody loves Beetlejuice, right?
Excuse me. Sure. Am I overstepped my bounds? Just tell me. Come on.
You can find him at both parks as a walk-around character, and we got to experience the Beetlejuice house at Halloween Horror Nights Orlando back in 2021.
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a big decision, isn't it? I mean, I always said if I ever did it, I was going to do it once, and that was it.
But I want to hear from you. Comment down below and let me know who you want to see headline Halloween Horror Nights this year. Do you think Beetlejuice could do it, or am I way off?
Maybe it's something really cool that I don't even know about.
The last two houses will be located in the Curious George parking lot. And looking at the speculation map, both of these icons are fairly easy to read. Let's start with the one on the bottom with the stars and moon. The first movie that came to mind is a classic horror movie celebrating its 40-year anniversary. I would be so stoked if we got a Nightmare on Elm Street house at Halloween Horror Nights this year. Freddy is definitely a horror icon, and he fits that legacy bill perfectly. I think we'll have a better clue if knowing this house is coming to fruition by the time they announce the lineup for Midsummer Scream. It feels like these characters would be a perfect meet and greet for the largest horror convention in the world. And the last house seems fairly obvious. It's a bloody kitchen knife, which I'm guessing is to represent Halloween and Michael Myers. This seems like a fairly safe choice since Halloween is represented pretty much every single year at Halloween Horror Nights.
Put some respect on his name. I don't care if he's repeated every year. Put some respect on Michael Myers' name!
And last year, Miramax actually bought the rights to the Halloween franchise.
Miramax? I thought they only made classy pictures like The Piano or The Crying Game.
And they recently announced a new series based on the Halloween film franchise. And to wrap up the last three things on the speculation map, it's rumored that the Tram is coming back this year, which is great news as the studio Tram tour is about to celebrate its 60-year anniversary. I've been hearing rumors that the 60-year celebration will run from spring till summer and shouldn't affect the Tram in any way. And the last two icons are for potential shows. I feel it's way too early to comment on either of these, as entertainment is usually the last thing announced for Halloween Horror Nights. So if you're not already, subscribe to our channel because we're gonna have a ton of updates for Halloween Horror Nights leading up to the opening night.